Hello and welcome. This video will be about the movie The Last Unicorn, which was released in 1982. It's an animated fantasy movie which is meant for kids. It is based on the 1968 novel with the same name, written by Peter S. Beagle. The script of the movie adaptation was also approved by him, and parts of it were written by Peter S. Beagle. I think everyone has a movie that as a kid it terrified them. This was that movie for me. The Red Bull freaked me out. And honestly, I think it's kind of based, if I do say so myself. Before we talk about the movie, let's talk about the book. The Last Unicorn was published in both the US and the UK in 1968. The plot is about a unicorn who believes she is the last of her kind. She goes on a quest to try to find the others. More than 6 million copies have been sold, and it has been translated into at least 25 different languages. The novel is 218 pages long. The Locus magazine, which reviews fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, sent out a poll to all their readers asking what the best fantasy novel of all time is. The Last Unicorn was rated number 5. When Locus asked the same question in 1998, the novel was ranked number 18. The plot of the book and the movie are pretty much the same because it's a very faithful adaptation, so I won't be discussing the plot of the book. But now that we've talked about the book, let's talk about the plot of the movie. The plot of our movie starts in a forest, with our main character, the unicorn. She sees two humans attempting to hunt in her forest. One of them explains that there must be a unicorn in this forest, and that if there's a unicorn in the forest, no one can hunt in the forest because all the animals are hidden. Before the hunters leave for a place of better hunting, the older one yells to the unicorn that she should stay in her forest and that she is the last unicorn. After they leave, our unicorn reflects on whether she is the last of her kind. In case you haven't seen the movie, I want to explain that our unicorn does have a voice. She has both an internal monologue and can speak to the human characters around her. A butterfly flies to her. After he sings and speaks poetry and declares his love of her, she asks him if he has ever seen another unicorn in his travels. The butterfly continues to speak in riddles, but after a minute he says he hasn't. He does warn her about the bull that chased all the other unicorns away. Then the butterfly flutters away. The unicorn decides to leave her forest and to start a quest to find other unicorns. Along the way, she realizes that the humans who see her can't see she's a unicorn. They see her as a white mare. Unfortunately for our unicorn, she gets caught by a witch who has a traveling freak show. The witch is named Mommy Fortuna. The unicorn realizes that all the other creatures are fakes, who simply appear magical because of an illusion the witch is casting on them. They are all sickly old animals. Except for the harpy, who they have animated like this. Yes, they gave her boobs. Who is a real harpy, and wants to murder everyone. Mommy Fortuna is also casting a spell on our unicorn to give her a fake horn, so the humans could see her. The magician who travels with Fortuna, who is named Schmendrick, he helps the unicorn escape. One of the other men with Mommy Fortuna finds Schmendrick releasing her, and the two start brawling. While they are fighting, the unicorn releases all the other creatures, the last of which being the harpy, who kills Mommy Fortuna and the man brawling with Schmendrick. The harpy also tries to murder the unicorn, but she and Schmendrick escape by walking slowly, because apparently the harpy can't see people if they walk slowly. Schmendrick then asks if he could join the unicorn on her quest. She agrees. The unicorn says that she couldn't decline him what he requested since he had saved her life. While traveling, a group of bandits catch Schmendrick. The unicorn is really good at disappearing, but Schmendrick wasn't and got pulled out of a tree. He gets taken to the bandit camp. The unicorn uses her magic to distract the bandits while he escapes. Although Schmendrick thought he did the magic, and the unicorn never tells him the truth, which greatly boosts his confidence. The mistress of the captain of the bandits finds the two afterwards. She is briefly upset that she has never met a unicorn before. Her name is Molly Grew, and she joins them on their quest. Once they get close to the seaside castle of the King Haggard, they encounter the Red Bull for the first time. He begins herding the unicorn away. She fails to escape, and after a minute, Schmendrake tries to do the only thing he can think of, turn the unicorn into a human. She is now a human, and the bull leaves. Schmendrake promises to turn her into a unicorn again after the quest is done, but now that she is human, it'll be easier to infiltrate the castle of King Haggard. The trio get to the castle. They meet King Haggard and his son, Prince Lear. They are the only occupants of the palace, but Schmendrake is able to convince the king to let them stay. He is able to convince the king that he is not happy with a professional magician and would prefer a bad magician. He also introduces the unicorn as his niece, Lady Amalthea. Becoming human has caused the unicorn to get amnesia, and she wants to Becoming human has caused the unicorn to get amnesia, and she wants to give up on her quest since she fell in love with the prince. This causes Molly and Schmendrick to hurry up in trying to find the other unicorns. Molly finds a cat who gives her a riddle that leads them to finding the Red Bull. Amalthea, Schmendrick, and Molly and Lear all get caught in the tunnel with the bull, because there's a clock that takes them to it, and then Haggard destroys it, which traps them. Lear says that he is in love with her, even if she is a unicorn. This makes Amalthea want to abandon her quest to be with him, but Lear declines, saying that a hero knows that quests are only supposed to end in certain ways and not to be abandoned. But the bull is no longer deceived by her new human form and recognizes the unicorn for what she truly is, and begins chasing her. Schmendrick turns her back into a unicorn. The bull starts herding the unicorn to the sea, which is where he forced all the other unicorns to. Lear attempts to protect her, but ends up being killed. This causes the unicorn to fight back. She starts attacking the bull, forcing him into the sea. Once he is in the sea, all the other unicorns return, jumping from the water. They hurry up the rocks, tearing the palace to rubble. King Haggard falls to his death into the ocean. The unicorn brings Lear to life before running off. Later, the unicorn reunites with Schmendrick. He says that he is sorry for burdening her with mortality, with love, and with loss. The unicorn responds that he helped her free all the other unicorns, and without his help turning her human, briefly, they would still be imprisoned. With that, the movie is pretty much over. I say pretty much since Molly and Schmendrick have a little bit together, but it isn't really important. We also see the unicorn run back to her forest she started in. Now that we've talked about the plot, I want to discuss some weird choices. I think the show makes some interesting choices, like the harpy with boobs, which totally wouldn't be allowed nowadays, or the scene where Schmendrick gets tied to a tree and accidentally brings the tree to life, and it has giant boobs and is trying to suffocate him in her cleavage before the unicorn kills her. Something I find strange, but less so than the previous. The soundtrack is something I find strange, but less so than the previous. The soundtrack is strange to me. I won't say it's bad, nor that I don't like it, but I feel it's a bit out of place with the medieval setting. The music was written by Jimmy Webb and was performed by the band America and the London Symphony. The music sounds nice, but it all sounds very 80s, which makes it feel a bit out of place, at least to me. Now on to the release. The trial audience for The Last Unicorn didn't enjoy it. They found the movie underwhelming. The film premiered in over 600 theaters on November 19th, 1982. It earned $2,250,000 on its opening weekend. It grossed over $6 million in the US and Canada in its box office run, which made it a box office bust. Although it did have positive critical reviews, although it was widely said that the animation wasn't the best and was a bit stiff. Legacy. The Last Unicorn to this day has a following and is considered a cult classic. It is also regarded as an amazing children's movie that someone of any age would enjoy. I truly think it is an amazing movie. I also really like the animation, even if it is a bit stiff. I'm a sucker for 2D animation because it makes me so nostalgic. I love any 2D over 3D. I love any 2D over modern animation. I'm so sad that Hollywood hates it now. But anyway, if you haven't watched this movie, you should. It's really good. That is the video. Farewell.